am gonna do the reverse cat eye, I believe it's called, or underliner that everyone's been doing. I've seen Painted by Spencer, I believe is his name, do this look, and that is what inspired me. So let's get into it. So my brow's already done off camera, thank God, because I was so distracted with what I was watching on Netflix. And I just go ahead and prime my lids with some concealer and my beauty blender, which is actually a makeup bullet, which is a company you guys can look up if you're interested. But it's basically like a sponge you can just put your finger inside to control, but I usually don't. I just like to use it in small areas. Anyways, so I'm not doing much to my lids today because everything is focused under the eye, but I'm going to go ahead and set it with a color that is closest to my skin tone so that when I do my foundation, it doesn't look too bright underneath my eye. So now I'm going to put tape on top of my lid so that it angles straight down to underneath my eye in a straight line when I do my bottom wing. And then I'm using some water activated liner, hydro liner, and I believe it is from the company. It's spelled SUVA. I don't know if it's pronounced Suva or whatever, but that's what I'm using. And I'm doing this because if I mess up and I don't like it, all I gotta do is like use a wet Q-tip and it comes off easy. And working with black is not too easy, so it's easier to pack on versus just starting harsh and So right here I'm using I believe LA Girl black liner just to line the bottom of my lash line so that I can blend it out with a brush. But before that I did put it in my waterline. And then I just pretty much used a smudger brush that I have to, while it was still kind of wet, blend it out and just get it smoky so that when I set my eyeshadow on top, it blends a little bit smoother rather than any harsh lines with the liner. It's really important that your brush is clean when you do buff out the edges because you don't want to make a mess because black is pretty hard to work with sometimes. So make sure you just dust it off a little bit before you use it. And then at the end, I just kind of did a smoky tip instead of a harsh end because I don't know, the longer the better, why not? I know my lashes are about to be huge, so let's just go out with a bang. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Primer. You can use this alone or with foundation. I already did a gripping primer underneath this one. I just wanted to show this one because I've been actually really liking it lately. It leaves my skin really dewy, as you can see. It's very like illuminating, that's the word I'm looking for, but it's very pretty, so it makes my skin look fresh and ready for some foundation. I was going in with my primer right here, you guys. I don't play about that. But anyways, I'm going in with my brush with foundation, which is also Charlotte Tilbury, but I mixed it in with my Maybelline Superstay because I just love my Maybelline Superstay, and I probably should stop using it since they changed the formula, but I will never do that because I just like that foundation so much. So that's where I'm at right now. After foundation, it's always liquid contour, so I just went ahead with my regular Bare Minerals Stick Foundation in the shade Sienna with a brush because I am actually running out. I'm almost out of that, so I gotta restock soon. But I put it on my nose, my chin, and then I cut that clip, blended out those two things, and did my cheeks. So then I go ahead and do my cheeks. I don't know why that looked like I was in slow-mo for a second, but I go ahead and do one at a time now because I know that a brush does absorb most of the product when you apply it on with, you know, a brush. I know why I said that twice, but anyways, it does eat up a lot of your products, so I did have to go ahead and blend right away since it wasn't too thick of a consistency to not dry pretty fast. So even though this does work a lot easier than regular contour sticks, I do recommend purchasing a foundation stick as a contour stick replacement in a different shade that is appropriate for your skin tone. But that's just me, you know. Why listen to me? Don't listen to me. That's what I'm trying to accomplish versus what I got going on right now. And then I go in with my e.l.f. concealer. I believe this is the shade Light Beige for anyone curious. I know a lot of people don't like the e.l.f. concealers, but I honestly live by them. I don't know what it is about that formula, but it just really sits right with my soul, and I just really learned how to work with it really good. So ever since then, I have not been able to find a concealer that I really like because I compare everything to e.l.f. concealer. I even like bought some drugstore concealers, like thinking, you know, if I like e.l.f. concealer, I like any concealer, right? Because high end is usually known for like being better, I guess, in a way, but it's really not. It's really all how you use the product. So like back in the day, or back then, I guess, is whatever. But back then, my kit was not all bougie. Like I had all drugstore makeup. I still have mostly drugstore makeup. I don't really do high end like that. So it's really not what you're using all the time. It's how you're using it, and sometimes you gotta work with what you got. Like I've been with my boyfriend in New York and had to use someone else's makeup kit to like get ready because I completely forgot to bring my own. And you gotta know what to do in those moments. Like you can't just trust your high end bougie concealer and bougie this, bougie that, because at the end of the day, it's how you work with it. Every single product is how you work with it. So you gotta learn how to work your magic. So for those of you who missed it, after I did concealer, I did use the L'Oreal Infallible Pressed Foundation, which I'm also using now as well, to just set underneath my eye because I always like that double coverage anyway. So I really, really like this method so far. I'm gonna keep trying it to see how it goes, but so far so good. But my face does get dry sometimes, so this technique might not work all the time for me. But now I'm going to go in with my powder contour like so, and I'm just going in all the places that I contour with my liquid contour basically, but with powder. And honestly, I just started doing this a while back, was double contouring, I basically call it, because I am double contouring. I'm doing liquid contour and powder contour because I noticed that it gives the best coverage. It lasts way longer than when you just do one or the other. And yeah, I was going to edit out me chewing my lip or like nervously, whatever, but you know what? That's what it's like having anxiety. Like, if you were the inside of my mouth, you would be hurting because I'd be chewing the inside of my mouth like no tomorrow. Like, I don't know. I don't even be stressed out. I just catch myself doing it and I look so stupid. Like, I'd be forgetting that people can actually perceive me as a person. But anyways, this is from the Roll Up and Glow Up palette from Pink Leaf Cosmetics. This is that pink OG blush mixed in with some of the e.l.f. blush that I have. I don't know the name of it. But yeah, so I used both because I didn't want too much of a salmon. I wanted a little bit pink in there. So that's what we're working with today. And I always make sure that I do my blush on not only my cheeks, but my chin and my forehead too, because the shade I use is really like a bronzer basically. It's not really a blush because I don't use the bright pinks. And either way, a lot of people do put blush, the pink one, on the like sides of their forehead. That's definitely a thing. So like I always say, do what you gotta do for makeup. So this is how I contour my nose using powder. I do light, dark, light again and setting it. So basically I go in with the tip and the bridge of my nose and do some light powder highlighting. And then I'll go in with my contour shade on the sides of my nose, the tip of my nose, and on top of my nose. And yeah, just let it set, let it bake in there, let it just sit into your nose and really just get up in there. And then you want to brush it off with your brush after a while. But I would recommend setting it with some powder and letting it chill there for a minute while you finish some things on your face and then brushing it off because it gives you a better effect. Trust me. And then this is me adding back some beauty marks and adding some of my own wherever I want them because that's the joy of makeup. You can do whatever you want. If I want to get that little Marilyn Monroe beauty mark one day, I could have that. If I want to get, I don't know, what are some bad bees with some beauty marks? I don't know. But anyways, and then we go ahead with that brush I was mentioning earlier and just blend out any excess powder. All the harsh lines, all of that is getting blended. No harsh lines, no harsh nothing. I didn't say no bright nothing. So don't go ahead and blend out your contour because be bold with it. Now I'm gonna go in with my NYX eyeliner. I believe this is the Epic ink liner. No, it's not. It's the skinny eye marker. You can literally see it on the screen. I'm over here lying to y'all. And then I'm gonna go in with my Omega lashes, of course. Discount code is MauilenaMua. You already know. I'm running out of breath. Yeah, go ahead and add it from the outer corner to the inner corner. And I did apply my lash glue on my lash line prior to doing anything, so that is how I do my lashes. But these are definitely one of my faves. That's why I keep using them and using them and using them. But yeah, so go ahead and check out Omega Lashes because they're amazing, amazing company and their lashes are fire. Now I went in with my LA Girl brown lip liner and a smudger brush, and I'm just buffing out the edges, no harsh lines like I said. And pretty much I'm gonna add whatever center I want. That's the amazing part about like an ombre lip is literally you can just do a dark brown or a brown or whatever and just do whatever color you want. And I went with this one. It was more of a pale pink. I lightened it up with some concealer, and I gotta find the name of that and put it in my description for you guys. But this is how the look came out, and I hope you guys like it. I loved the outcome. It was definitely more editorial when I did my hair later for some pictures, but it still looked super bomb with my hair straight. I think it gave me a super, glamorous look. Um, yeah, Painted by Spencer is definitely one of my favorite MUAs, so it was kind of fun recreating a look I saw from him for the first time and actually getting it right on the first try. So that was satisfying. But if you like this video, leave me a like. If you have something to say it then in my comments. But other than that, I will see you guys next week with some more heat. And that's all. Bye.